Good morning, everybody. Day 11. Stayed at the Birch Run Shelter last night. Very nice place. Here's this little creek that is the water source, runs right next to the shelter. I'm at mile marker 1096, and today I'm going to shoot for mile marker 1106, so 10 miles. There's a Pine Grove Furnace State Park, very famous place for the half-gallon challenge. Through hikers are challenged to eat a half-gallon of ice cream at one sitting, and if they do, they get a crappy little wooden spoon that says they did the half-gallon challenge, and then they're sick for the rest of the day. So, not me. It's also about 45 degrees, maybe 50, and it rained yesterday afternoon while I was hiking in here, but it stopped during the night. Today it's going to stay cloudy and start raining again at about 1 o'clock. So I'm going to try to make some tracks here. There's this pretty cool stream. See you soon. I'm hiking along here, and first of all, the weather got really cold and it's windy. It's probably 40 degrees. I have my fleece on, but look at all this devastation. I don't know what this is. It's not bulldozed or cut or man-made or anything like that. I'm wondering if it's some sort of blight. Most of these trees that are standing are dead, and there's this stuff all over the place. Just like shredded wood. No tracks in there, no clear cutting of anything. There's not a single cut on these trees like they were cut down by anybody. I'm wondering if it's just some sort of blight, some beetle or something that got them. I just came across this kiosk. It says this is the midpoint of the Appalachian Trail. You are at the midpoint for the 2190 plus or minus miles of the Appalachian Trail. Almost every year, the midpoint of the trail changes as trail reroutes and modifications to the north and south lengthen or shorten areas of the trail and therefore move the exact midpoint. Just north of here is signage where the midpoint is celebrated. Interesting. Also, there's this sign about the half-gallon ice cream challenge. Pine Grove Furnace General Store, home of the half-gallon ice cream challenge, is 6 trail miles north of this point. The half-gallon challenge is where hikers celebrate completion of half of the trail by attempting to eat 1/2 gallon of ice cream in one sitting. Some hikers eat as fast as possible in hopes of breaking the record, which is under 4 minutes. The Appalachian Trail Museum is also located in Pine Grove Furnace. Both the store and museum are open seasonally with varying hours. There you have it. A little bit of history. I'm at Tom's Run Shelter. It's raining, cold. There's about 10 people from the Wounded Warriors program in the shelter. Staying away, keeping my distance, let them do their thing. I got 3.6 to a hostel up ahead. It's really cold, and it's going to be even colder tonight. So I'm going to maybe check out this hostel. And then half a mile past it is Pine Grove Furnace. I just left that shelter, came across this. I'm not sure what this mailbox does. All sorts of hiking type stickers. And then this, an old sign. It's been here for a long time. It's not the official halfway point anymore because those numbers add up to 2181. And it's 2197.9 now. Hi, still day 11. I just checked into the Ironmaster Mansion hiker hostel. Bunch of bunk rooms, including this one. There's a whole bunch of bunks. They apparently have like 30 bunks available in this place. I just took a shower. It was raining incredibly hard this afternoon, starting about noon. It was just pouring, and it got really cold. Temperature is supposed to tonight go down to 40. Tomorrow is going to be a lot better with no rain. But I got to mile 1105.8 So 9.8 miles today. I got here about 2:30, so I made good time. And they're out of pizza. They serve pizza for a price. Well, they're frozen pizzas. You grab one and cook it. So they're out of them. I'm just going to make my dinner I would have made if I was camping out. But 40 degrees, everything's wet, and I'm just tired. They don't serve breakfast either. I'm just going to go in the kitchen, make my own food with my own cookware, and have a nice relaxing evening. Good morning, day 12 on the Appalachian Trail. I'm staying at Pine Grove Furnace, just outside the state park, at a hostel called the Ironmaster Mansion. I had to duck in here, dry off. I was here with a lady named Diana, who's been here. We've been crossing paths for the last 3 days. And a thru hiker named Wanderer, who's hiked the Appalachian Trail, Pacific Crest Trail, Continental Divide Trail, and is now doing the International Appalachian Trail, which goes the standard Appalachian Trail, plus you tack on, I don't know how many hundreds of miles on the northern end, and wind up going through Newfoundland. That's New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland. So that's what he's doing. Pretty interesting. And then he says he's going to go back down to Georgia and hike to Key West. Quite a feat here. Anyway, this area used to be a lot of iron and coal mining. You can see today it's cloudy. It's also pretty cold. It's going to be in the low 50s today. There's a Green Mountain grocery store, which makes all sorts of deli sandwiches in 8.6 miles. And then there's a camping area in the woods next to a stream at 11-point-something miles. And that'll get me within 8 miles of Boiling Springs tomorrow. So that's the plan. Okay, here it is. Ironmaster Mansion, 1829. The place is filled with historical pictures of coal and iron era of back in the day. And this whole area was very industrial. Lots of rooms. It supposedly holds 30 people. So all bunks, bunk room styles. Actually, I think there's 1 or 2 private bedrooms. But generally for large groups, bunk room style. They serve food if you want it. The cost was $30 without food, additional $10 with food. Show you what it's like inside. Wanderer's already left. Diana's still here. Here's the dining room area. And you come in and you check in. There's a whole bunch of rules and regulations and things to do, but it's self-serve check-in. Behind the counter is the linen closet. You get your sheets and towels and stuff like that. But you have your run at the place. Here's the hiker box area. Free stuff that other hikers have left behind. All sorts of open containers of food like chips and pretzels and granola. Kitchen here. You get used to the kitchen, washer dryer. Then I'm going to take you back through the maze to get to my bunk room area. First, this is the living room. I was watching the Thunder basketball game last night here. Old fireplace. There's an AT Hall of Fame room in here, which has a whole bunch of pictures and hiking sticks. But anyway, this is a really cool old building. There's an upstairs, there's more bunk rooms upstairs. I went to the bunk room for snorers. And Wanderer was here with me. And here it is. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 beds in this one room. That's it. That's what a hostel is like. I'm going to get going now. Like I said, it's 8.6, I think, to that Green Mountain grocer, which supposedly has great food. First 4 miles is all uphill, and then it's all downhill. Be nice and cool hiking weather, which is much more agreeable for me. Pine Grove Furnace General Store. This is where they have the ice cream challenge. However, it's closed. No ice cream challenge today. And that's where everybody sits. That's where everybody throws up, or over there, after they've eaten their half gallon of ice cream. It's closed, so not for me. I wouldn't do it anyway. A few yards past the general store is the Appalachian Trail Museum. Also closed. Walking up this mountain, nice forest. All the forests are nice though. It's about 8:30, overcast, quiet, very still, humid. That's where I'm going. Anybody know what these things are? They are making their appearance now. They're pretty cool. I just got to the side trail for the James Fry Shelter. It's 0.2 miles up that trail there, so I am not going. It's right at 4 hours, which was 7.6 miles. So I'm feeling pretty good. There's a bridge there, campsite. But I'm really happy with my progress. I'm feeling strong. I know in the afternoon I fade, but I'm doing well for the mornings. 1 mile to the Green Mountain grocery store. Well, it's official. Green Mountain General Store has really good Italian subs. I got it's gigantic. I ate half of it just now. I'm saving the rest for dinner. 3 more miles to a stream with camping by it and in the woods. And then I'll set up and talk to you some more. Hi everyone. I am at mileage marker 1117.1, which is an 11.3 mile day for me, which is my personal best so far. It's 3:30, I'm stopping. It took me 7.5 hours to get here. That includes an hour at that roadside deli. I'm not trying to push it too much. Look at that beard check. It's cool, only about 45, maybe 50 now. It's supposed to go down to 41 tonight here. I still have the other half of that Italian sub, which is going to be way too much food for me to eat tonight. So I don't know what I'll do. Carry it out tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna get into Boiling Springs. I'm out of food, except for tonight's meal. And I have breakfast for tomorrow, and a little bit of peanut butter and tortilla for lunch tomorrow. But tomorrow's 7.5 miles into town, but there's like mega climbing, 1,400 feet of climbing up. So it'll be a long day. The good thing is in the mornings, I have lots more energy. I just set up my hammock, so you can see. And I'll turn this around so you can see the little creek I'm camped in front of. There it is. Little footbridge there for the Appalachian Trail. Today was a lot of fun. I felt really strong going up that first climb, that 4-mile climb. And then after lunch, I felt real strong again going up another climb, getting the trail legs. Good morning. I just left my campsite at 11:17.1 miles. My Far Out app says I have exactly 8.0 miles to Boiling Springs. There's 5 ups and downs here in the first 5 miles, about 1.5 miles downhill, and then 1.5 miles through some pastures and cornfields. It got really cold last night, got down to 38 degrees. At least that's what my phone said that the temp was at a nearby town. I'm in the woods now, bored walking. All is good. Talk to you soon. Climbing up this first rise, hill, whatever you want to call it. It's not a mountain. Very steep, very rocky. You can't tell how steep it is, but that's horizontal, and the trail goes up there. I'm almost at the top of this first climb. There's a marker there, a couple over there. It goes across these rocks. Why didn't they make the trail just go over there, around the rocks? I guess to provide you with the experience of successfully climbing this peak and getting a better view. I successfully got over and around those rocks, and there's the view to the east. I think I am going to go over that next one right there. The trail goes this way. Rocks, trees. Now this looks exciting. Now we squeeze through this. I don't know if I can do holding the camera. We'll see. squishing my way through, which is not wide enough for my pack to get through. I have to angle sideways. Did it. Now, just caught a glimpse of another arrow telling us to go somewhere else crazy, no doubt. Okay, there's these arrows there. Look at this. Very opening there, but we're gonna have some fun. Follow the arrows. And in case you're wondering, the way behind me is to Georgia, and I think that's supposed to say ME to Maine. Got through that, no big deal. Someone I just passed going southbound said that these rocks here are called the Maze, and this is South Mountain. So now you know. So I got through what is called the Maze, and there were some places there I just couldn't film while I was climbing up. Just too narrow, too much steepness to it. I give you my word, it was exciting. Well, this isn't very informative. Shelter. But I do know it's the something Kennedy shelter. Local ladies who are hiking here today said it's a long distance off. So I'm not doing it. Anyway, I just had lunch at a stream down there. I've got 2 little climbs left from the 5. These are the 2 smallest. And it's 1 mile to the top of the second one, after which it's like 3 miles downhill to Boiling Springs. So gonna get some food there, stay at a hostel. This hostel called Lisa's Hostel. The reviews say it sleeps 4 people. It's a shed. You go inside the house for the bathroom and laundry. So what I have to look forward to tonight. So I'm on the top of that last of 5 climbs. On the top there was a big rock with a plaque in it. It was called, the plaque said it's called Center Point Knob. And apparently it was the midpoint of the Appalachian Trail at some point. Those mountains were tougher than I thought, especially the first one. The one they're called South Peak, and it has those huge rocks on it that you have to climb over and around and through. So I just came down the ridge, that 5th ridge. It was about 1.5 miles down. And look, I am now in the Cumberland Valley. Farmed to maintain the historic pastoral setting along the trail. Pretty crazy. And here's the trail. I think I have 2 days of this kind of hiking through pastures and farms and stuff. Oh, this is a crop here. See the rows? It looks like corn, actually. The trail just made a turn. How do I know I'm still on the trail? There's a stick here. Blaze on it. Okay, better keep my eye on the trail so I don't get lost. Okay, we reached the road. We crossed that field. Those are the mountains we just came across. Hi everyone. Day 14. I'm heading back in the woods. Sorry there wasn't much to film yesterday. I walked into town, texted the lady who, Lisa's Hostel is where I was staying, so texted Lisa, and I had to wait a while for her to get here, like 2 hours, because she was busy. Had some food at a convenience store, gas station, sat down with 5 other through hikers who had come from Georgia, one of whom stayed with me at the Lisa's Hostel. Now, that hostel, it's a big shed, sleeps 4 people, has 4 bunks, and then some other stuff. She has a little hot plate in there, a refrigerator. She's got some food stocked in that little refrigerator in case that is yours to eat if you want. It was a nice place. I actually stayed in my hammock because I sleep better in the hammock than in most beds, so I didn't even want to try. And then I was like right next to, within like 4 feet of the other guy. Peaks is his name. Didn't want to wake him with any snoring possibility. So I just got into the woods. The road is right behind me, right there. Today, going through the Cumberland Valley, supposed to be pretty flat with a lot of open fields. It's going to be only 59 degrees and cloudy today with chances of rain early today, clearing up in the afternoon. So, but there's not much water. I've got 3 liters with me, 14 miles to the next shelter, which does have a water source. So that's my goal, 14 miles today. At least that's what people are saying. I'm getting conflicting reports as to whether it's 12 or 14 miles to that shelter. But 8 o'clock in the morning, not a problem, especially pretty flat terrain. So I'll keep you posted. About a mile or 2 outside of Boiling Springs, there's the farmland. So I got close to these bare fields before. Yesterday I did, and it was ground corn stalks, like corn had been there, had been harvested. On the left, through those bushes, are more farms. So there's this strip of land that I'm in, and the land is treed, and the trail goes right through it. Apparently, this is some agreement between the Appalachian Trail Conservancy and the landowners. And I don't know what the landowners get, but they allow this to happen on their land. Here's another field, some houses. Cool red barn there. It is 14 miles for the day to that shelter. It's going to be my longest mileage day. Oh, and by the way, I just passed the 100-mile mark. So I've gone 100 miles now. There was no indication on the trail, but just looking at the Far Out app, I saw that the mileage I'd gone so far was just over 100 miles. 100 down, 2,097.9 to go. You could probably hear all the traffic about to walk over a bridge that crosses the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I just stopped to put on my pack cover, waterproof pack cover, because it's starting to rain and it got really cold. So I got my fleece on, my rain jacket, my hoodie, blue hoodies under all that. I forgot what I was going to say. So I weighed myself at Lisa's Hostel. I lost 9 pounds. Pretty good. I also weighed my pack. It was 31 pounds. Now I'm carrying 3 liters of water because this stretch has unreliable water for 14 miles. 3 liters of water is about 2.2 pounds per liter. That's 6.6. I also got 9 ounces of liquid alcohol, denatured alcohol from my stove. Add that to the water, it's about 7 pounds. Then I've got 5 days worth of food. So let's call that 8 pounds. So add that, and 7 and 8 is 15. 15 out of the 31 leaves me with 16 pounds as a base weight. I know I can get that lighter. As the weather warms up, I'm going to get rid of some of this warmer clothes, but 16 pounds for a base weight is pretty good. Also, it's 11:30 and gone 7.5 miles out of the 14 I'm supposed to do today. A hiker gets over a barbed wire fence. No climbing. See the barbed wire there and there. Just take the ladder up above, down the other side without falling. I've been following along some significant river here. I don't know what it is. Looks like a good lunch spot. Some sort of boardwalk. I wonder if I'm going to be crossing this river. Well, maybe not. There's the river down there. Hard to see. I guess it's easier to build this boardwalk than to cut a trail in these woods. They're really thick. A lot of down trees, a a lot of undergrowth. So especially for long term, this is probably the right call. And it makes for pleasant walking. So the last mile of this 14-mile hike is like a 760-foot climb. But look, I'm almost to the top. Somebody created a nice bench here. Those are my poles. When you sit here, you get this incredible view. So I'm just relaxing for a few minutes before I get to the shelter. There's a lot of information being thrown at me. Darlington Trail, Miller's Gap, Lamb's Gap, Tower Road, Tuscarora Trail, Appalachian Trail South, and what I'm looking for, the Darlington Shelter. This last mile was a brutal climb, 760 feet or something, and now I'm just about at the shelter. Just got to the Darlington Shelter. That's what this is. I did 14.4 miles. I'm really tired. That last mile was about 760-foot climb. Really steep, really long, but I'm here. I'm the only one here. It's cool, maybe in the 40s now, but it drizzled at times and just got cool, stayed cool, made for actually good hiking. Now I'm getting cold. So I'm gonna cook some dinner, and then I found a good hammock site up that way. So thanks a lot, everyone. Day 14 is wrapped up.